What's going on, everyone? Mike Kadlick, Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media outside of Gillette Stadium as the Patriots get ready to take on the Tennessee Titans in Nashville this weekend. A reminder, we are powered by Prize Picks and Game Time. Head over to Prize Picks. Use code CLNS for $50 instantly when you play $5, and head over to Game Time. Use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Tayler, let's talk about the Patriots wide receiver room. Jalen Polk returns to the practice field today after missing last Sunday with a concussion that he suffered over in London. And Javon Baker, somebody who was active last week, didn't get any reps on offense, but was an active kick returner on, I believe, every single kick return.
I think so, yeah. Him and Michael Hastings.
Yeah, and so they're trying to get him integrated in the offense. KJ Osborne, Tyquan Thornton potentially in trade talks for this team. Taylor, I want to get your thoughts on the wide receiver room heading into Week 9.
Well, there are some pretty defined roles already. We saw Kayshon Boutte with no Jalen Polk became that main X receiver for New England. He played back and forth, but that was his main spot. Then Kendrick Bourne, a guy that they obviously want involved, hasn't really played very well. 2 drops last week, said that he needs to play better. He should have a pretty long leash considering he is the veteran in the room. Not a lot of consistency there, so probably think he's going to be that number 2. Then obviously Demario Douglas is going to be the 3rd guy. Now, the guys who play after them, it's going to be interesting. Gerard Mayo did acknowledge that Jalen Polk could miss time due to the inconsistency that he was struggling with before he suffered the concussion. So even if he is active, it's going to be interesting to see if he's a healthy scratch. Right. Maybe he has more of a rotational role. And then Javon Baker, a guy who seems like he may be building steam, like you mentioned, used as a kick returner. Gerard Mayo said he's someone where they need to get the ball in his hands. What better way to do that than to use him at his natural position of wide receiver? That's especially true if Tyquan Thornton and KJ Osborne ultimately get traded. If it's just one of those guys, you'd expect maybe the other is active, but hopefully we see more of a youth revolution, a little more Javon Baker this week. And if there is Jalen Polk, I wouldn't anticipate that he would be a starter like he was before his injury.
Yeah, for sure. A couple other young guys back on the practice field today for the Patriots. Layden Robinson comes back from an ankle injury. He was out there. And then Alex Austin, they open his practice window today, 21 days, coming off of IR, I believe an ankle injury as well. And with Layden Robinson, do you think they could try and shoehorn him into the offensive line, or do you think they try and keep some consistency now that they finally found a starting 5?
Yeah, those are 2 guys that obviously you thought were going to have roles on this offense and defense, but with Layden Robinson, we know they want continuity on the offensive line. Gerard Mayo's mentioned that. Robinson has been up and down when he's played. As much as I like to see him out there, I think it makes more sense to continue with the continuity. Robinson's going to be here for a long time, but Mike Nwonu and Demontre Jacobs has worked when we've seen it together. Let them continue to get better. And then obviously the left side, you don't really want to move Michael Jordan. Obviously not perfect, but he's been middle of the pack, which is more than I think any of us could have expected going into especially the spring and summer, but obviously now in the regular season. So Vidarian Lowe, Michael Jordan, they're developing some solid chemistry. Ben Brown's been in the center of that offensive line for a few weeks now. Keep the right side, Mike Nwonu and Demontre Jacobs, unless one of those guys, more likely Jacobs than Nwonu, struggles so badly that it forces you to maybe put Layden Robinson back in there. And Alex Austin, we don't know when exactly he's going to return. He has some time to get back up to speed and get fully healthy. But at the same time, Marco Wilson, a guy that we know that seemed like he was benched in Week 4 against the Niners, but since he's played really well. He's only given up 1 catch, and I believe it's 4 targets, and that was a 5-yard gain in a long yardage situation. So Marco Wilson has been steady. He's been consistent. Saw more of John Jones at safety. Maybe we see more of a rotation with Alex Austin mixing in with him, but between Christian Gonzalez and Marcus Jones, there's not a whole lot of snaps to go around.
Patriots heading to Tennessee this weekend to take on the Tennessee Titans. We'll see if any of these young guys can crack the lineup and make a difference against the Titans. Keep it locked in here on Patriots Press Pass. Rate, review, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and read all of our written work over at clnsmedia.com.